All right, we're looking at systems of equations, word problems part 2. These word problems are going to be a bit more involved, but not quite. We can handle it. Matt and Paige are selling pies for a fundraiser. Customers can buy apple or cherry pies. Matt sold 2 apple pies and 5 cherry pies for a total of $111. Paige sold 14 apple pies and 10 cherry pies for a total of $352. What is the cost of one of each pie? So that's what it's asking for. What's the cost of one of each? So that's going to be our variable. I'm going to say that A is the cost of an apple pie, and C is the cost of a cherry pie. Well, and what do we know? We're going to talk about each person and what they sold because that's valuable information. So if we think about Matt, he sold 2 apple pies and 5 cherry pies for a total of $111. Because if you think about it, the cost of an apple pie times 2 plus the cost of a cherry pie times 5 totals the amount of money that Matt earned, so $111. So let's do the same for Paige. She had 14 apple pies and 10 cherry pies for a total of $352. Well, now it looks like we have our system of equations that we can solve. We might have to multiply. I'm going to multiply this top equation by -2 with the goal of eliminating our c's right there. So we have this as -4a minus 10c equals -222. So then I'll be left with 10a equals, our c's eliminate away, equals, looks like 130. So we take both sides, divide by 10, and it looks like an apple pie, costs $13. Well, we plug that in. Let's see. I'm going to go with our original equation here. So 2 times 13 plus 5c equals 111. So 26 plus 5c equals 111. So 5c, when we subtract 26 from 111, we get 85. Divide by 5, we get that c equals 17. So an apple pie costs $13. A cherry pie costs $17. So when we look at it, we needed to know the cost of each pie, and we dealt with the information that we know. So Matt sold 2 of one pie and 5 of the other pie for a total of that much. And Paige sold 14 of one pie and 10 of the other for that much. We had to multiply to use elimination, and we figured it out. The senior classes at High School A and High School B planned trips to the indoor climbing gym. School A rented 10 vans and 12 buses for 600 students, while School B rented 7 vans and 4 buses for 222 students. How many students does a van carry and how many does a bus carry? Now, we need to keep in mind we're assuming that these vans and buses are at full occupancy, and we want to know how many of each are used. So, let's think that maybe V is the students per van, and let's use B for students per bus. And let's think about each high school, one high school at a time. That's how we're going to know these informations. So let's see, High School A had 10 vans and 12 buses for 600 students. So we're going to say 12 vans with how many students per vans is how many students took vans. 12B, how many students per bus, so how many total students took by bus, the amount by van and by bus equals the total number of students. Now we're going to look at School B. They had 7 vans and it looks like 4 buses. with 222 students. Looks like now we have a system of equations. 10v plus 12b equals 600, and 7v plus 4b equals 222. So I'm going to solve. I'm going to take this second equation and multiply it by -3. So we get -21v minus 12b equals -666. And we have our original equation, 10v plus 12b equals 600. So when I solve, looks like I have -11v, my b's cancel out, equals -66. So I divide both sides by -11, and I see that v equals 6. So how many students per van? 6 students per van. Let's plug it in to find how many students per bus. I'm going to say 10 times 6 plus 12b equals 600. So 60 plus 12b equals 600. Subtract 60. So 12b equals 540. Divide all by 12. And we see that b equals 45. So it looks like 45 students can fit in a van, or in a bus, sorry. So let's see, a van carries 6 students, and a bus carries 45 students. Let's look at our practice problems. We have practice problems found under worksheets on the website. Practice problems found under worksheets on the website. All right, number 1. Jill and Shanice each improved their yards by planting rose bushes and shrubs. They bought supplies from the same store. Jill spent $51 on 4 rose bushes and 1 shrub, and Shanice spent $133 on 7 rose bushes and 8 shrubs. Find the cost of 1 rose bush and 1 shrub. So let's see, we need the cost of 1 rose bush. Our cost of rose bush. And we'll use, I'm going to use a cursive S so I don't confuse the others, but we'll have S, cost of a shrub. So let's see, Jill spent $51, so her total is going to equal $51 on 4 rose bushes and 1 shrub. Shanice spent $133 on 7 rose bushes and 8 shrubs. So when we solve, I'm going to take this top one, multiply it by -8 to get the opposite with that. We get -32r minus 8s equals, let's see, 51 times -8. We get -408. When we do our elimination, 7 minus 32r, we get -25r. Our 8's eliminate away, and 133 minus 408 turns out to -275. We divide everything by -25. Turns out that r equals 11. So it looks like a rose bush costs $11. So when we plug this back in, let's say 4 times 11 plus s equals 51. So 44 plus s equals 51 minus 44. Looks like s, 1 shrub, equals $7. So a rose bush costs $11. A shrub costs $7. Have fun. Re-watch to see how certain techniques are used.